I have no cameraman, so I've got the wonderful camera sitting here on a tripod. Give me just a second here to get set up. Hello, Michael Parks. I just want to thank you again for letting me be a part of this. I've kind of got a little bit of a setup here, and I hope you like it. Again, I'm just going to leave the camera running because I have no cameraman and probably ramble a lot. But again, thank you very much. I really appreciate this. I wanted to do something in tribute to Jerry myself, and this just feels absolutely perfect. You feel free to edit the heck out of this, cut it apart, use snippets, whatever you feel good about using. It's absolutely fine by me. So I'll try to pause a little bit here and there. You want to cut it down or something like that. But I guess I should start. Hello, my name is Michael Parks. I go by Skeeter to Be on the Muppet Central forums, mainly because this would be Skeeter. Hello! I've been a puppeteer now for 2 years, the best decision of my life. I've never had such joy as watching children and adults alike just absolutely light up at the sight of one of my puppets. I've got 8 now. Skeeter here is probably the pride and joy of my collection because she is actually a true Muppet, and at least a Muppet character, and nobody has ever brought Skeeter into the real world. And I thought, after 20 years, somebody should. She's my own personal tribute to Richard Hunt, who passed away in 1992. And I said, unfortunately, he didn't get as much press as Jim or Jerry, so I felt somebody needed to do something for him. I've always had a very special place in my heart for puppeteers. Try to keep it short, but growing up, I've always been a very sensitive, caring person. I love children, and both my father and my grandfather grew up in a generation where men are supposed to be strong and not really show a lot of emotion. So I've struggled with that all my life, and it's part of the reason I didn't become a puppeteer sooner. It was just not the confidence there. But as I've gotten older, I've come to realize that this is who I am. This is what I love doing, and there's nothing wrong with it. And again, I said it's the biggest joy of my life. And I've always had that wonderful love for the Henson puppeteers, because they're, just from what I've seen in interviews and just looking at their work, you can tell they were all very loving, caring men. And I'm saddened that I never got to meet them. Well, hopefully there's still quite a few around, and I hope someday to meet some of them. Growing up, I loved Sesame Street. Count was actually one of my favorite characters. And you just think of how many generations Jerry has taught people, how to count with the Count puppet. And it just amazes me. Here's this man that few people would recognize or even know his name, and it's like, odds are he probably taught you to count. I still remember where I was when Jim Henson died. I was 10 years old. My mother told me, and I bawled my eyes out. Jim was one of my childhood heroes. And when Jerry died, I was at work, and I got a text message from one of my good friends, and it was just simply, "Did you hear the Count from Sesame Street died?" And my response was, "Jerry, no," because I knew exactly who it was. And I started crying right there at work. And a couple of my coworkers were like, "What happened? What's wrong?" And I just told them, one of the puppeteers I grew up watching is one of my heroes just passed away. And they understood. It made me feel good that, as complicated as all this is to me, that they understood. Oh, I'm sorry. Even though I never met Jerry, and I struggled with it a lot, because it's like, how can I love this person who I never knew, I never met, but for some reason I do. These people meant a lot to me. Jim, Richard, Jerry, Carol, Fran, all these puppeteers who I now know from becoming a puppeteer and looking, who are these people behind the puppets. And so, Jerry dying, really hit me hard. And it was just another person who helped raise me in their own way with Sesame Street, and it taught me so many things, and I'm gonna miss them. I said I've been doing this now for 2 years. Skeeter here is my pride and joy, my collection. Hello. She, I actually watched Muppet Baby cartoons online for the longest time, trying to learn about her character, because it's like there's a lot of puppeteers who have picked up where some have left off, and I wish the best to whoever takes over for Jerry. But it's really an honor to take up something, even if it's not professionally, but I guess it's been a long time since I've been in front of a camera. Yeah, 20 some odd years, and that was an animated series. I was in a comic book. Yeah, you were. Yeah. I've never met Jerry, but there was this time me and Robin knew Jerry real well. They were close, and I knew Robin. We had our moments, and this is really not going well. Try that again. Hello. As some of you know, I'm Skeeter, Scooter's sister. I've not been around a while. I was in Muppet Babies, and then kind of went off, did my own thing. People have been wondering where I'm at. I'm still here, out doing my thing. For those of you who have read the comic books, I did briefly show up there, and, yeah. Me and Robin had we ran away, and didn't go too well. Luckily, Kermit kind of came in, put things back on track. But, yeah, Robin, he's a good kid. He knew Jerry, and sadly, I never got to meet him, but from what Robin tells me, he was a great guy, and I'm sad that I didn't get to meet Jerry. Okay, there's that bit. Like I said, please edit this, cut some of this down, because I'm just doing little bits and pieces here. I've done some video myself, and so I know a little bit about editing, so hopefully this is going to end up wonderfully in bits and pieces in your video. I guess I'll talk about my autographs back behind me. As you can see, I've got a few autographs behind me. There's Jim, Jerry, and Richard. All of them are copies. I do not have the originals, and I've never met them. However, I never will. And as a fan, I've met a lot of people through conventions and stuff. Sadly, none of the Muppet performers, and though I would love to. And since the guy I'm never gonna meet, I decided that I need a copy, just as a placeholder in memory of those who I really care about, and will sadly never get to meet. I said, I've never met Jerry Nelson. I wished I had. I was hoping. I wrote a letter to the Sesame Street Workshop, the Muppet Workshop, and sadly never heard anything back. But I said, as a kid, I loved Count Von Count, and then Fraggle Rock, and Gobo, and Robin the Frog, and Floyd. The Muppet Show. Jerry was amazing, and I'm so happy he was doing it right up until the time he died. Keep doing it, not give up, and even though I heard he was in failing health, he still kept going. I'm so happy he's going to be in this next season of Sesame Street. Sad to know this will be his last, but it's still just this last bit of remembering him and knowing, his work will live on. I mean, he will, Jerry may be gone, but his characters will continue. I mean, Jim and Richard still are out there. The puppeteer may die, but the character lives on, and that really is their legacy. For fans like me and all the other fans out there watching this video, we'll all remember Jerry in our own way, and we keep his memory alive. We'll never forget him, and he lives on through our memories. think anything else I can add. Hope you like Skeeter. Hello. He is a total dork, by the way. Nerd, dork. He prefers dork. But anyway, him and my brother would get along great. But, yeah. I'm here. He gave me life. I'm happy. Sort of. We need to watch football more often. Just so. So, being a puppeteer is absolutely insane, and I love every minute of it. Again, thank you very much for me being a part of your video. I hope there is something in this mad ramblings and short snippets and bits you can use. Again, I really have not rehearsed any of this. I'm just sitting here like I did. My letter, I was a little more. I could sit, refine it, and I poured a lot of my heart into that. And I'm glad you loved it, because like I said, that was kind of getting it out there for me, and pouring my heart out just so I could deal with the loss of Jerry. And the boards were great. I'm so grateful for all you guys out there on the boards who made me realize I'm not alone, and that there are other people out there who feel the way I do about these puppeteers, and realize these were great and wonderful people, and that we're all going to miss them. So thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of this. I will get this thing ripped onto the computer here momentarily and get it emailed to you. Again, thank you very much.